The 10 most badass muscle cars of the 1980s. Welcome to our countdown of the 10 most badass muscle cars of the 1980s. This was the decade when American performance roared back against the odds. Let's dive into the wildest, fastest, and meanest machines from the Reagan era. 1. 1987 Buick GNX. This car was the king of the 1980s muscle scene. The GNX was Buick's response to the Corvette, and it was faster. It had a turbocharged 3.8L V6 pushing 276 HP and 360 Ft of torque. Buick only made 547 of them, making it ultra-rare. 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds made it a beast for the time. It was faster than Ferraris in a straight line. All-black, sinister styling added to its mystique. The GNX was developed with help from McLaren Performance Technologies. It's now a holy grail for collectors. This car proved you didn't need a V8 to dominate the streets. The GNX's turbocharged 3.8-liter V6 wasn't just powerful. It was ahead of its time. It featured a Garrett T3 turbocharger and a specially designed intercooler system. A ceramic impeller and precision-tuned boost control helped eliminate turbo lag. The engine used a unique sequential fuel injection system for improved performance. It also had a revised computer chip and upgraded transmission for faster shifts. Torque was delivered almost instantly, giving it brutal acceleration off the line. The 4-speed automatic transmission was specially calibrated for high performance. Under the hood, GNX-specific reinforcements improved rigidity and cooling. It also came with a limited slip differential and performance rear suspension. This was a true sleeper car, unassuming but extremely advanced under the skin. Inside, the GNX had a dark, business-like interior that matched its exterior. The seats were finished in a plush black and gray cloth with unique embroidery. It featured a leather-wrapped sport steering wheel and analog gauges. The instrument cluster included a turbo boost gauge, rare at the time. GNX badging was displayed throughout the cabin, including the dash. Despite the performance focus, it retained power windows, air conditioning, and cruise control. The interior was quiet and refined, making it comfortable for daily driving. McLaren also helped fine-tune the driver ergonomics and layout. A plaque with the car's production number added a collector's touch. The GNX was a blend of luxury, muscle, and cutting-edge 1980s tech. 2. 1982 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. The Trans Am made a bold return in the early 80s. Its sleek, wedge-shaped design was futuristic for the time. The optional 5.0L V8 gave it muscle car credibility. It gained fame as Kiaiti in the TV show Knight Rider. Pop-up headlights and a digital dash gave it serious cool factor. Pontiac offered a Recaro interior package for extra style. Performance was modest early on but improved later. The handling was solid thanks to a lighter body. By 1989, it had become a true street performer. The Trans Am became an icon of the 80s. The 1982 Trans Am introduced Pontiac's third-generation F-body platform, which was lighter and more aerodynamic. Early models offered a choice between a carbureted 5.0-liter V8 or a crossfire fuel-injected version for improved efficiency. Though power figures were modest at first, around 165 horsepower, the car prioritized balance and handling. A functional aero package, including the iconic rear spoiler and front air dam, helped reduce drag and lift. The WS6 performance suspension package added stiffer springs, a rear sway bar, and upgraded shocks for sharper cornering. One of the biggest innovations was the introduction of a fully digital dashboard, which felt straight out of science fiction in 1982. Drivers could opt for voice alerts, and a futuristic steering wheel design added to the high-tech vibe. Inside, the cabin was driver-focused, with deep bucket seats and a wraparound dash. The Recaro interior package brought bolstered seats, special trim, and embroidered headrests, making it feel more like a sports car. 3. 1984 Chevrolet Monte Carlo S. This was Chevy's return to street performance. The Monte Carlo SS featured a 5.0L V8 with 180 horsepower. It had NASCAR-inspired aerodynamics and attitude. A bold front fascia and rear spoiler set it apart. The SS badge brought back memories of 60s muscle. It wasn't the fastest, but it had real presence. It handled better than expected for its size. The interior was all 80s luxury mixed with muscle. It sold well and helped revive interest in performance cars. This SS brought muscle back to the Chevy badge. The Monte Carlo SS was powered by a high-output 5.0-liter 305 cubic inch V8 engine with a 4-barrel carburetor. This engine produced 180 horsepower and 240 pound-feet of torque, impressive for the mid-1980s. It came mated to a TH350 3-speed automatic transmission with a performance shift pattern. The car's 3.73 rear axle ratio gave it strong off-the-line acceleration, ideal for drag-style launches. To complement the power, GM upgraded the suspension with stiffer springs, gas shocks, and thicker sway bars. The result was a car that stayed surprisingly flat in corners for a big coupe. The aerodynamic front nose cone and rear deck spoiler weren't just cosmetic. They reduced drag and lifted at high speed. Inside, the Monte Carlo SS featured plush cloth bucket seats or a split bench, and a sporty gauge cluster with a tachometer. Buyers could opt for luxury touches like power windows, tilt steering, and a premium Delco stereo system. With its mix of muscle-era cues and daily driver comfort, the SS struck a perfect balance for the 80s enthusiast. 4. 1985 Ford Mustang GT. The Mustang came alive again with the GT in the mid-80s. It packed a 5.0L V8 with 210 horsepower, real power for the time. The Fox body design gave it a lean, aggressive look. It was affordable, fast, and easy to modify. Car enthusiasts loved its potential and daily drivability. It could do the quarter mile in under 15 seconds. The GT came with fog lights and a sporty front fascia. Its handling was tight and fun, a real driver's car. Ford brought back the pony car spirit in full force. This Mustang was the rebirth of an American legend. The heart of the 1985 GT was its 5.0-liter high-output V8, known for its raw torque and responsiveness. It featured a new roller camshaft and a Holley 4-barrel carburetor, making it the last carbureted 5.0 Mustang. With 210 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque, it delivered strong acceleration for the era. It came with a 5-speed manual transmission, giving drivers more control and engagement. The dual exhaust system not only improved performance, but gave the car a throaty, aggressive sound. Inside, the GT featured supportive sport seats, with adjustable thigh bolsters and lumbar support. The dashboard layout was simple but functional, with a full set of analog gauges including a tachometer. Buyers could opt for premium cloth or leather upholstery, and the iconic GT logo was stitched into the seats. Air conditioning, power windows, and a cassette stereo were popular options, blending comfort with muscle. The interior had a no-nonsense, driver-focused feel. Everything was built around the thrill of driving. 5. 1983 Chevrolet Camaro Z28. Chevy brought the heat with this third-gen Camaro. The Z28 had aggressive styling and improved aerodynamics. It offered a 5.0L V8 with up to 190 horsepower. Performance was strong, especially with the 5-speed manual. It had a digital dash option, super futuristic for the time. Handling was sharp thanks to a better suspension setup. The Z28 came with bold graphics and hood vents. Chevy made it for performance lovers and style seekers. It rivaled the Mustang GT and kept the muscle war alive. The Camaro Z28 defined cool in the early 80s. The 5.0-liter V8 engine used a 4-barrel carburetor and offered a high-output option for better top-end performance. Buyers could choose between a 4-speed automatic or 5-speed manual transmission, with the manual offering the most fun. The engine bay featured upgraded cooling systems and a freer-breathing exhaust to boost power. Chevrolet also introduced electronic spark control and an advanced emissions system to meet regulations without sacrificing performance. Under the hood, everything was laid out for easy tuning, making the Z28 a favorite among modders. Inside, the cockpit-style dashboard wrapped around the driver for a sporty feel. The digital instrument cluster, rare at the time, included a speedometer, fuel gauge, and trip computer. Optional Recaro-style sport seats offered extra bolstering for spirited driving. T-tops were a popular option, giving drivers the joy of open-air cruising. With deep bucket seats, red or gray cloth interiors, and available premium sound systems, the Z28 blended muscle with comfort. 6. 1989 Pontiac Trans Am, 20th Anniversary Edition. This was a Trans Am with grand national power. It featured a turbocharged 3.8L V6, making 250 HP. It was faster than the Corvette of the same year. 0-60 in 4.6 seconds shocked everyone. It looked clean and aggressive in white, with gold accents. The engine came directly from the Buick GNX. Only 1,545 units were built, making it very collectible. It also served as the Indy 500 pace car. This was Pontiac's quiet monster of the decade. Turbocharged and under the radar. Pure muscle stealth. The lightweight Firebird chassis combined with the turbo V6 gave it a superb power-to-weight ratio. Its acceleration was smooth and relentless, with turbo boost kicking in quickly thanks to advanced tuning. The upgraded 4-speed automatic transmission handled the power effortlessly, making it a joy to drive hard. It featured a performance suspension with stiffer springs and upgraded sway bars for precise cornering. 4-wheel disc brakes provided excellent stopping power, enhancing driver confidence at high speeds. Despite being a turbo V6, it delivered V8-level performance with better fuel efficiency. On the outside, the car stood out with a sleek, aerodynamic body, free of excessive decals. Unique 16-inch gold mesh wheels and subtle 20th anniversary badging set it apart from standard models. The white paint, with gold accents, paid tribute to Pontiac's performance heritage. Its low stance, pop-up headlights, and functional hood vents gave it a stealthy, aggressive appearance, perfect for a sleeper supercar. 7. 1980 Chevrolet Corvette L82. The L82 was the last breath of 70s Corvette muscle. It had a 5.7-liter V8, pushing out 230 horsepower. Not huge by today's standards, but solid for 1980. The sleek, curvy body remained a head-turner. The L82 package added performance gearing and stronger suspension. It was still the dream car for many Americans. Despite emissions laws, the L82 kept the flame alive. It came with T-tops and classic Vetta vibes. The Corvette remained America's sports car in the 1980s. The L82 was a muscle car with a touch of class. The L82's 5.7-liter 350 cubic inch V8 engine featured a higher lift camshaft and larger valves for improved breathing. It produced 230 horsepower and 275 pound-feet of torque, making it the most powerful Corvette engine option for that year. The engine was paired with either a 3-speed automatic or a 4-speed manual transmission, depending on the buyer's preference. A dual snorkel air intake system fed cooler air into the carburetor, increasing throttle response. The L82 also had a higher redline than the base engine, offering better high RPM performance. Inside, the Corvette featured a wraparound cockpit design, placing controls within easy reach of the driver. The bucket seats came in leather or cloth and offered good bolstering for spirited driving. Buyers could choose from a digital AM/FM stereo, 8-track or cassette player, and even a CB radio option. The dash included a full gauge cluster with a large tachometer and speedometer front and center. Deep pile carpeting, aircraft-style toggle switches, and power accessories made it feel both sporty and luxurious. 8. 1986 Dodge Shelby Charger. This was muscle on a budget with turbo power. The Shelby-tuned Charger had a 2.2-liter turbo engine. It made 174 horsepower in a lightweight package. That gave it quick acceleration and nimble handling. It wasn't traditional muscle, but it had attitude. Carroll Shelby gave it suspension and brake upgrades. Stripes and badging gave it that signature Shelby flair. It was front-wheel drive, but still a blast to drive. This car helped save Dodge's performance image. Affordable, cool, and unique. Classic 80s performance. The 2.2-liter turbocharged inline-4 used multi-port fuel injection and a Garrett turbo for responsive boost. Weighing just around 2,600 pounds, the Shelby Charger had an excellent power-to-weight ratio. It could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 7 seconds, quick for a compact car in the mid-80s. Shelby's suspension tuning included stiffer springs, upgraded shocks, and thicker sway bars for better cornering. It featured larger front disc brakes and performance tires, giving it true pocket rocket agility. Visually, it stood out with bold racing stripes, unique ground effects, and Shelby badging on the grille and rear hatch. Inside, the car came with high-back sport seats, featuring Shelby embroidery and contrasting color inserts. The gauge cluster included a boost gauge, tachometer, and clear analog readouts, emphasizing its performance focus. Buyers could opt for a 5-speed manual transmission, which made the car more engaging and gave it true driver appeal. It may not have had V8 muscle, but it delivered excitement, handling, and exclusivity in a truly unique package. 9. 1985 Mercury Capri ASC McLaren. This rare ride was a luxury muscle hybrid. It shared bones with the Mustang but got a premium makeover. The ASC McLaren team added performance and convertible styling. It had a 5.0-liter V8 and over 200 horsepower. The Capri came with a distinct front end and sleek lines. Only a few hundred were made each year. It handled well and had a refined, exotic feel. This was muscle with a European flair. It's a hidden gem in the world of 80s performance cars. Capri by Mercury, muscle by McLaren. Its convertible conversion was hand-built, giving it a level of craftsmanship rare for the era. The suspension was tuned for a smoother, more composed ride without sacrificing sporty handling. Premium touches like leather interiors, special wheels, and custom paint gave it a near-luxury feel. With Mustang GT performance wrapped in a more exclusive and stylish package, it offered the best of both worlds. 10. 1984 Oldsmobile Hurst Olds. This was Oldsmobile's final shot at muscle glory. It featured a high-output 5.0-liter V8 with 180 horsepower. The Hurst lightning rod shifters made it legendary. Silver and black paint with red stripes stood out. It had a unique aero package and bold stance. Only 3,500 units were made in 1984. The ride was smooth, but the sound was pure muscle. It carried Hurst's racing legacy into the 80s. Oldsmobile went out with a bang, not a whimper. A true classic for fans of old-school American performance. The Hurst Old's name dates back to the late 60s, but the 1984 version was a special comeback for Oldsmobile's performance legacy. Created to celebrate Hurst's 15th anniversary of collaboration with Oldsmobile, the car combined style, muscle, and innovation. Built on the Cutlass platform, it was upgraded with a high-output 5.0-liter V8 and a performance rear axle with a 3.73 gear ratio. The most iconic feature was the Hurst lightning rod shifter system. 3 separate levers for dramatic, drag-style gear changes. Despite being an automatic, it gave the driver more manual control and looked incredibly cool inside the cabin. Its dual-tone silver and black paint, along with red accents and 15-inch chrome wheels, made it a head-turner. That wraps up our list of the 10 most badass muscle cars of the 1980s. From turbocharged V6s to V8 bruisers, these cars proved that American performance never really died. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe for more muscle car madness.